people, I'm capable of spending hours telling you about myself, listening to my own voice. But the net of it is, and you can read the bios and all that good stuff. Been in the industry about 30 years. 26 of it was with this little computer company called IBM. Did a lot of different things there. A bunch of international stuff, software, sold a little bit of everything. About 5 years ago, I left there, went to work for a company called Blue Coat Systems. We did network security acceleration. Grew that business pretty nicely. And like I said a couple weeks ago, I started with Active. Now the question always then is, why Active, right? And I tell you, I think when you're looking at companies and kind of deciding what you want to do and where you want to work, I always kind of look at, there's 3 or 4 basic things about a company kind of as a starting point. The first one is, what markets are they in? Are they in good markets? And I hope you'd agree with me, we're in great markets. I mean, every time I look at this company and the markets, the number of businesses we're in every single one of them, we're like just getting going in a huge, potentially huge marketplace. So regardless of just about every segment of our business, there's a huge opportunity in front of us. The markets are growing, and we're the largest, most dominant player in most all of those. So that's a pretty good thing. You look for a company that is financially sound. Well, heck, we just did an IPO, got cash to do all sorts of exciting things. So you feel pretty good about that. Products and how they're being accepted in the marketplace. A lot of work there, but obviously growth by a lot of acquisitions is because we chose some of the best technology products in the market. And last but not least is about the people. And there's kind of a couple different dimensions of that. I think the first one is the leadership of the company. So as you might imagine, I spent a lot of time talking to Dave and Matt and all the senior leaders as well as others in the organization. And became thoroughly convinced that we've got a leadership team that can put all the pieces together and be successful. So that's why I came to Active. I thought it was pretty exciting. People kind of ask at times, wait a second, you've always done technology, right? Whether it's servers or software or network or what have you. I really believe sales is a set of skills that's pretty transferable. Whether you're doing network security or online registrations or paper products. It's all about getting to know customers, understanding what their issues are, how what you do fits their needs, and then doing your thing, close the business and moving on. So that's a little bit about why I'm here, why I chose Active. I think the last thing, I know from my former companies, whenever I spoke to folks who do the organization, they'd always say, what advice do you have for getting started? And while I'm sure there's going to be a tweak or two to my answer to you over time, I got a feeling it's a lot of the same things here as it is everywhere. It is about, first of all, learning. That's why you're here. I think we've got a great program here. I would tell you, building this kind of program, it's very important to kind of get you off on a fast start, but to take advantage of all the additional education offerings that we're going to put out there. Lots out there already. We continue to put more out. Focus on learning. That's the most important thing. The second piece of that is ask for help. Ask for help. Don't be afraid. I mean, I talked about the people, not just the leadership of the company, but the people. People here like each other, like working together. It's like it's not a tense, punitive kind of environment. They'll help you. So take advantage of that help as you're learning. And then I guess the last thing I would give you to think about a little bit is I'm not gonna ask you all to go around the room and introduce yourselves. I got a feeling you've already done that. But I've worked at a very large company. I worked at a small company that started getting pretty big. One of the things about smaller companies that are growing, and especially that are growing rapidly, is they're learning to do a lot of things for the first time. And they're having to do things they didn't have to do before. And sometimes that's kind of clunky. Sometimes it's kind of confusing. The best analogy I've heard is it's a little bit like teenagers. If you think about when you were a teenager, right? You had to learn to do some things a little bit differently. Actions had greater consequences, and all those sorts of things. And companies are like that too. And active is a little bit like that. Growing up, growing rapidly, having to learn to do new things. And so as part of that, things are going to be a little unclear at times. And so I always say you need to build a tolerance for ambiguity. Because you're going to get in that, right? You're going to have some issue, what is this about? Why is this the way it is? And there's going to be times those things are not all crystal clear. And please, look upon those as what they are. Very positive growing pains. Right? I mean, this company is, something close to 300 when I first started getting to know Active. And we're getting ready to book a plan to do $500 million this next year. And we'll keep going from there. So I think there's a great growth opportunity here. I think it's going to be a real kick to be part of this team. And it's great to see all of you here and welcome you to the team. I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you better, enjoying a lot of success together in the months, years to come.